All right, as reported, I know this is a good situation. The Dallas Cowboys got George Pickens, and he's a physical wide receiver. He's a wide receiver that's needed. I'm not even going to look at the stat line for your mind because the stat could be very misguiding or misleading. So what I'm going to talk to you guys about is what we're getting. We're getting a dog nasty wide receiver who plays through the echoes of the whistle, just like I said. He's great at blocking, right? And he can play on the boundary side. He can play the X position or the Y position, and then you can still move CeeDee Lamb in the X or the Z. So this is a perfect matchup for the Cowboys. And believe it or not, since we're going to be a run-heavy team, right, and we're going to bring in a lot of physicality for the numbers' sake. Shout out to my guy Jordan Schultz. He states that the pick will be a third-round draft pick for the Steelers or what have you, or for the Steelers, a day 3 pick swap for the Cowboys in exchange for George Pickens. So it's a swap, and that is even better than what I expected. Lord, this is just going to be a swap. Let me read this again. Make sure my Mississippi eyes are Mississippian, right? Comp update. It's a third-round pick back to the Steelers in a day 3 pick swap with the Cowboys in exchange for George Pickens. Man, pure sources. Shout out to Jordan Schultz. Now, more and more details will come around. None of this stuff is official, but it's official, right? Everybody's pretty much reporting on it. So last night, CeeDee Lamb did a cryptid picture of a guy off of Bart Simpson waving, right? So now what we have here is ski masks, Have you ever seen the analogy versus one person will wear the all-white forces and then the other person wear the all-black, And this is who this guy is. He's the all-black forces, however that saying goes, But I will say this, though. Also, when you look at everything, Cowboys, our identity is physicality, right? Our identity is running the ball. Our identity will be tenacity, and it's going to show. And I get it. Most people will say, yeah, but at the end of the day, this is the type of move that you're supposed to make. And by far, Pickens is one of those ones, man. Even before he was drafted, there were videos circulating around when he was in college. Like, that's the type of attitude and energy I need. That's the type of attitude and energy we want, right? And we didn't have this type of aggression approach until now, because last time we had something similar was Desmond Bryant, right? And I think that when Pickens come here, move away from that cold city, and now he'll be in a dome for sure for 8 games. Oh, my God. And on top of that, in a warmer climate, you're going to see his production level increase. Not saying that the brother can't play in a cold, but this is the kind of caliber of move you make when you want to really win. This is a competition type of move. This is hey, Mingo, I like you, Mingo, but we're going to push you to the back. Hey, Ryan, Flo. And Mingo, Flo Mingo, we like you, but we're going to push you to the back a little bit. And the Jalen's, and even the other Jalen, Cropper, whatever his name may be, and all of the Jalen's, right? Because we got a team of Tylers, that's okay. But the team of Jalen's, hey, it's been nice knowing ya, and it could be a situation and scenario that they could still be on the trading blocks. But this should raise the room intensity, right? And I get it, Jalen Tolbert, wherever Dak Prescott been throwing the ball, he's been there. Brooks, Jalen, he's been there throwing the ball at Dak camp and all of this stuff. That will not save you with Shotty. Shotty wants aggressions. And the 3-by-1 set and the running back at the back is about to be a real thing. He want maulers, right? And I can envision a lineup with Mingo and George Pickens and C. Dangerous Lamb on the end around. You still have those big boys on the outside. So now we can compete. I'm looking at this lineup just for what it is, Cowboy Nation. Lamb is your number 1. Pickens is your number 2. And 3, Mingo. Fighting out and winning that battle for number 3. And that is a nice unit. Now people can see the value more out of Mingo because he's the third option. Now, even in a situation for the nation, if you get Jalen Tolbert out there now, his value increased. Why, Law? Why? Well, here's the reason why. He's no longer your first option because he was for the majority of the time last season until CeeDee Lamb got right. So he's no longer your second option. Yeah. He's no longer your third option. Jalen Tolbert now being your fourth option makes Jalen Tolbert valuable. Yeah, to a degree, even Jalen Tolbert as your third option is dangerous. Just by making one move of getting Pickens makes Tolbert valuable. Makes Mingo more relevant because now we don't have to rush Mingo. And when he wins, right? And that is a good situation for us. And I'm not worried about the temperaments of Pickens. I think that if you have good coaching, and we will, and I'm not saying that my guy Mike Tomlin is not a good coach because he did the best that he can do to help put this kid in favorable situations. And there are storylines. I'm just going to play this audio. I don't have visuals, but I do have audio. Just listen properly.
Kind of being a little bit more hesitant to buy fully into the player. I think that he is playing the best football that I've seen him play in the NFL right now, and it's not even close. I think he looks more like the route runner and separator that he was in college as opposed to kind of the first 2 years of his career. He's a player I've always said you can't really have a normal conversation about because you either think he's like DJ Chark or you think he's secretly an elite receiver and everybody's too dumb to know it. He's a lot closer to the latter than he is to the former right now. Right. I think his separation against man coverage is, I charted weeks, so the Surtain game and the first game of the season, and he was up there like over 80% in reception perception success rate versus man and press. And he's always been a better press man beater than a zone beater just because he's sometimes, I think, needs to play with more urgency, to put it nicely.
He knows what to do against man.
He knows what to do against man. And then sometimes against zone, I'm like, okay, pick up the pace here. Like, we got to run this thing out. This year, I think he is playing like with his hair on fire. He looks fully dialed in, fully bought in. You could tell he likes playing with Justin Fields and Arthur Smith, our guy, Arthur Smith. You and I have had conversations about Pickens in the past, and
so that was Pickens. That was in some analysis brought to you by Matt Harmons and some other individual from Football 301 on Yahoo Sports. So be sure to check them out. So what he's getting at is that Pickens have a little issue as it relates to zones. Man to man, he's physical. He can high jump. He can, high pick the ball up out of the sky. He got good certified hands. And we're going to go over all of that when we get more time because this news was just put upon everybody. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and Willie McClay, they're working in the wee hours of the night, right? Yeah, or in the heat of the night. They ready. Them boys, don't you know how old Jerry is? For him to be up moving around or having someone else to move around, that is a wild thing, right? And I'm not being ageist, but if I'm about that age, I would like to be catching some Z's instead of catching these type of things over here. But to be 1,000 with you guys, I can't wait. I can't wait to showcase to you guys all of what this individual can do as it relates to his skill set, and we're going to break down a lot of things as a team. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball, and we're going to run the ball. We're going to play action the hell out of the ball. And then, at the end of it all, Cowboy Nation, you got to make a decision. Do you roll coverage on Lamb's side, Okay, yeah, you do that. So you leave the one-on-one with Pickens. It's time for him to pick him up. Pickens going to be picking them up. Cowboy Nation, when I get more time, we're going to go over all of this stuff from A to Z. So I got to do the duties of dropping the loved ones off. And then when I get back, just be prepared for Marathon live stream law because we got a lot of things to talk about. DC for life, not for short. So go ahead, get your food, your oodles and noodles. If you're eating it this early, go get all of your food and stuff and beverages, and let's get it because this is before the coffee law. I haven't had a drink of coffee yet. Jerry, you messing up my routine. And that's a good thing, man. Yeah. So with that being said, now we can focus on defensive one tackle, right? And now we can focus on, that's about it. One tech and DBs. Those are your two other concerns. Boy, we filling up this team. Boy, I love it. Let's go. DC for life, not for short. That's been my team. Oh, see, I can't even see that coffee. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. I'm not even going to edit it. I'm not going to put no glaring highlights on and none of that because we pressed for time. I got to go. DC for life. Peace. We out.